Pax8 Beyond 2025. What an event. Third year they've had it. I've had the great pleasure of being there for all three. This one was the biggest. It was over 3,400 total attendees, 2,400 partner registrations, like over 40 breakouts and over 40 education sessions. It was, the entertainment was fantastic. Snoop Dogg came out and performed. It was a really, really great event. Podcast was there, of course. We had a whole podcasters row. I think there was 10 of us. It was fantastic. It was done very, very well. I was able to, me and my team, we conducted 24 interviews, had 24 great conversations there in Denver. Kathleen Lord, lessons from the saddle, grit, growth, and tech insight. Great conversation with Kathleen. Aaron Pederick, yes, coaching cybersecurity and real life comebacks. Fascinating story Aaron has. Shlomi, of course, I've known Shlomi Gian for a little while now. Really insightful. Really like talking to Shlomi. Kim Simmons, my goodness, what such energy, such life. I hope to be working more with her and her team. They were gracious enough to invite me to a dinner. It was they've got a great product, smarter. The name of the episode is Creativity Meets Contracts. Colin Britton, of course, Formula One to Intune. Great partner there. Colin, great conversation with Intune with his great platform. Marco LaVecchia, data, purpose, and the MSP playbook. Great conversation with Marco. Rex Frank, my old friend. I've known Rex for, 15, 20 years. He's there at Pax8. Really knowledgeable. Learned some things about him I didn't know during our conversation. Oh my goodness, Lorna Berman. What a delight. What an absolute delight to talk to Lorna and her team riding Malibu and running MSP ops. She's got a horse named Malibu, but great insight, great platform they had there too. Tom Harshbarger. My goodness, I've known Tom since he was at Microsoft about 20 years. Now he's with this great firm, Metallica, misconfigs and mindset. We talk a lot about that. Great conversation with Tom. Lewis, of course, Begdanis from Uvilla. Great conversation. I start off with cooking. I like to cook, and he does too. Meatball Mindset and MSP projects. Darren Swan, great conversation with Darren. I've known Darren for a little while now. Enjoyed talking to him. Opened the conversation with Vinyl, Espresso, and Cyber Trust. Pinar, yes, I love speaking with Pinar. Pickleball, Possums and Proactive Security. Great conversation with Pinar, CEO of that great firm. Tanya, of course, got to know Tanya. We had a great conversation on the phone before we met there and had the conversation in Denver. Tanya Alfonso from Kitchen to Cybersecurity. Damo, I love talking to Damo, of course, from Super Ops. Barbells and AI for MSPs. Great conversation with Demo. Charlie Tomio. I've known Charlie for 15, 20 years now. Great talking. We talk about, phishing and MSP automation, the great Roost platform. Ryan Etteridge, Black Belts and CyberSec. Great conversation with Ryan. Fascinating insight. The martial arts plays on people's lives. Joe Saunders, cigars, securities, and self-reflection. Great conversation with Joe. Rob Ray, been in the community for, I've known him since he was even before Dado, fellow Connecticut resident. Great talking to Rob. He's doing great things there as vice president there at Pax8. Drew Schlessel, of course, great talking about their Wasabi platform. We actually became a partner as well. The platform is so good. Chance Weaver, AI adoption. He's there at Pax8 talking about his great story and how he got there, but he's working on AI adoption at Pax8. Christopher Marquez. I've had the good pleasure of knowing Christopher for a little while now. We talk about Chile, coaching and cyber threats. Really great insight from Christopher. Chris Day, been in the, my goodness, I've known him since, from IT Glue all the way where he is now at ScalePad. Been in the system for a long, been in the channel, the community for a long time. Gene Kim, surfboard, security, and staying operational. Enjoyed talking to Gene. I had the chance to meet him at Secure, ConnectWise Secure. And lastly, Ken Tripp, Microsoft Copilot and compliance. Great conversations there at Pax8 Beyond 2025. Incredible event. Can't wait to see what they come up with next. Hi, I'm Joey Pinz, and here's my 45-second introduction. After starting my business in the 90s, I started developing poor habits of eating in my diet because of working way too much. Before you know it, I found myself 340 pounds. The doctor told me if I don't lose the weight, I'm not going to see my daughter graduate. Took the next 7 months, lost 130 pounds. People think there's some secret. Ask me, how'd you lose that weight? Like there's some secret. There is no secret. How'd I lose the weight? Just one word: discipline. I've had other successes in life, and I attribute them all to discipline. Now, I'm not the king of discipline, but I believe that it can help all of us. Friends, colleagues convinced me to start a podcast. The podcast mission: how do we better ourselves and society? I talk to interesting people in health, fitness, sport, wellness, business, technology, science, art, and culture. And I eventually ask them how discipline plays a role in their life. Podcast vision: growth through learning from others. Who's your soccer team?
Soccer team. Where?
Well, you're a big soccer fan, so it depends on the country. Let's go start with England.
Liverpool's always been. It was a good year.
It was a great year.
But yeah, previously.
Yeah,
not so much. I was watching the tournament yesterday. Portugal, Spain.
And penalty kicks.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
It was great.
Great story, more than the game. Right?
Because
40 years old.
40
years old. I'm not a big fan of him. Like he's a little bit too cocky for me. Too cocky for me.
Yeah.
But hey, good story.
Yeah, great story.
Especially the young guy getting a lesson. He also is a little bit arrogant.
It's at that level. Yeah, you got
need to pace it, come on.
Yes.
No, it's good. It's good. I loved it. I think Portugal, amazing talent. But Spain is Spain.
Spain is Spain, yeah. I'm a City fan.
You are?
Yeah.
What?
In this fast-paced MSP landscape, how do you stay ahead? Introducing MSPinfluencer.com, your ultimate hub for MSP news, insights, and community connection, powered by Forza Dash. More than 75,000 MSPs subscribe to our MSP Influencer Pulse weekly newsletter, staying informed and ahead of industry trends. Tune in to emerging podcasts from Joey Pinz and leading MSP voices, offering essential tips, powerful insights, and success stories. Explore our multi-authored blogs, crafted specifically for MSP leaders, delivering fresh perspectives and actionable strategies. Celebrate excellence with the industry-leading Forza-MSP Influencer Awards, recognizing innovation, leadership, and impact in the MSP community. Join thousands of MSP professionals who trust MSPinfluencer.com to grow their business and expand their networks. MSPinfluencer.com, where today's MSP leaders connect, collaborate, and conquer, all powered by the Forza Dash platform, helping MSP vendors work effectively with MSPs and helping MSPs grow.
Where's home?
I'm from New York or from Connecticut, and now I'm in Tampa. Now you're on the other side. You're in California.
But I'm coming over your way.
Why?
My daughter, Miami, starting August, so I'm moving her there. I have family. I told you in Ventura, Sunny Isle, and we're thinking of opening an office in Tampa.
Very nice. There's a lot of tech there.
And we're expanding, and MSP talent is there.
Yes.
And we're a fully remote company out of Maryland back in the days, but we want to have a sales team out in Tampa, Clearwater.
Yeah.
I think that's the idea. And Sarah, you met Sarah.
I met
she's
great.
out there. Oh, she's amazing.
Tremendous.
Yeah. Oh, she started a business. You know the story about Inky? So
Tell me.
We started as an enterprise-focused company. That was 2018, anti-phishing, modern, and she was working on the side, this pet project called MSPs. And, we did well, but, in enterprise, you need deep pockets, you need big investment, and, fighting with or competing with companies like Proofpoint and Mimecast, and then Abnormal coming in with 200 million. Oh, my God. Very competitive. And when I joined 2022, we were like, okay, let's take a fresh look. What are we doing? What's working, what's not working? And we realized, wow, MSP is growing 2x without any investment, like, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
So Sarah and Vin are doing that. It's like, and then on the other side, we had people, mid-market, enterprise, Europe, and they were struggling. And it's like, how about we Just do that. And August 22, I think we just did that.
Really?
And we had transition people. We did the classes for AEs. We moved direct people to start doing MSP, and we kept doing 2x. And now the number is much higher, and it's like, we love it. We love it. So we're channel only. So you're going to ask me, why is Inky? What's so special about Inky?
What do you like about the MSPs?
Okay, so I just had a call with someone who did an analysis of our go-to-market. He said, you are the only one who's saying front and center, modern, email security platform for purposely built for MSPs. And you look at everybody else, and there are quite a few competitors. I won't mention them, but there are. They do both. We never take a customer. We never gonna take a direct lead. So anyone you ever spoke with as an MSP is yours for life, unless you tell us you don't want them. Right. So it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna take a direct prospect if they come and But generally speaking, if you registered it, it's yours for life. Yeah. So we can talk about technology,
what do you love about MSP specifically? Because you just got introduced to them 3 years ago.
Honestly, I've been doing tech for 25 years.
But how about MSP specifically?
MSPs just at Inky. And channels and Pax8 distribution, all that is new, even for me and for Dave, for company. But what I love about it is there's a community.
Yeah.
There's like this personal touch. You go out, you have a drink, there's less formality. And they'll tell you exactly what they need. Usually they don't have too much time, so you have to, and if you respect for their time, or as they tell us, call us partners. Don't call us too often, but when we call you, you better answer. And we do. We took it. We took it to heart. And I think one of the things you read on Reddit, if you look up, Inky, support. I mean, support is amazing. Usually you have, a few levels support, especially if you're working with, distribution, etc. With Inky, I think we take pride of being able to solve your problem within 24 hours.
Wow.
Because the person you're calling usually know how to solve it. There are, about, handful of them, and they've been with Inky for 4 or 5 years, so they know everything inside out. And we care greatly about support. We know that, you have a problem, email,
Email is the lifeblood of the organization.
Exactly.
I remember 10, 15 years ago when there was a debate, what's more important, the phone or the email? And now there's no question. There's no question at all.
No question, yeah.
So I'm a former MSP, and I talk to MSPs all the time. And the last 5 or 6 years, Shlomi, it's been about the same thing that keeps them up at night. Top 3 things. First is security. They're worried about their clients getting attacked. Then they have to allocate all their resources to them. They're flat rate. They're probably going to get fired. There's always new attack surfaces. Second is human capital. How are they going to get new engineers? If their big engineers leave, how are they going to replace them? And third is growth. They're generally not good at sales and marketing. They're generally tech-led. And plus PE has poured in hundreds of millions of dollars. Their friends are selling their MSPs, getting nice cars, and they want to know how to grow. How does Inky help in those?
Well, I can talk to you about the first point. The second point, I myself look for good engineer all the time. Although I hear AI is taking the world and they write code for you, all that. I'm based in the Silicon Valley. I see it a lot. Youngsters having hard time finding a job now, But let's talk about the first point. The first bullet was security, right? I mean, you go out there and you ChatGPT, or you do your research, and people say, hey, we have 99.2 detection rate, or some of them back in days I heard say, oh, we're going to eliminate phishing. That's not true. I mean, that's overselling, right? No one can eliminate phishing. So what do you do about it? Well, you do your best to block. And at Inky, as you remember, I told you, we started as enterprise focus. We put all the effort in detection. It was front and center, brand impersonation, sender impersonation. We did an amazing thing like stylometry. We look at the style you're writing your emails when we see an anomaly.
Whoa.
Crazy things. But there's so much you can talk about at a sales meeting. There's a lot under the hood. Most recently, we added AI. Now people say AI, everybody's using AI.
Yeah.
But I'll bet you, or anyone else, Inky is the only company that scan each and every email with GenAI.
Wow.
And not in the standard bundle, but we have Pro and Advanced. So it costs a little bit more, but we do it not on demand. We do it proactively for each and every email.
Wow.
We're able to do it because we're running on-prem. We're running it on-prem. We have a box, running, Lambda and Facebook LLM, and we developed our own. And what this thing does, two things. First, it helps us classify the threat category, so we can tell, is this type of attack, this type of attack. Then we run additional, detection algorithms. The other thing it does, which is really cool, if you have a finance team, they're getting invoices every day. There's no reason to flag those invoices because that's their job.
Right.
So, we understand the pattern of the type of email each person is getting in order to optimize detection. But at the end of the day, if you look at, let's say, all the emails an organization is getting, there'll be about 90% of them that are neutral. We're like, they're okay. We couldn't find any evidence of malware or any kind of phishing or even spam, right? Then there's going to be about 8 to 9% that there are some signs something is wrong. Now, what do you do about it? And that's the real deal with email security. Is like, what do you do about? So the one that are gray, good. The one that are bad link.
Yes.
Of course, that goes to the admin. You block it, and that's about less than 0.5% of the emails. But then you have about 8 to 9%. We call them yellow. So there's a yellow flag. What do you do about them?
Right.
If you block them, then someone's missing an email. If you do not block them, then you might take a risk of. So we have this banner system, and inside the body of the email, we put some HTML snippet, and we tell them, this is what we found. Now tell us what you think. So there's some type of a dialogue between us and them. So the banners, first, they coach the user. They tell them what we found. But then they also allow them through a link, which is very important because on Apple, there are no buttons, add-ons, or whatever. You have to have a link inside the body of the email in order for it to work on a phone. And we ask them, tell us what you think. We think it's so-and-so, and we flagged it yellow. Do you agree? And they can tell us what they think. So this dialogue has multiple benefits. First, we educate them. We make them more aware. Yeah. So on top of the monthly training they do and all that, now we're with them in each and every email. But the fact that they talk to us, bypassing the admin, save the admin time. They don't have to go to the admin and say, oh, what do you think? Oh, is this a fish? Is it not a fish? They're talking directly to Inky. And you know what that brings to the MSP? Ease of use, less overhead. So people transitioning, and I'll mention one video, from Proofpoint, for example, to Inky, they report about 40 hours of saving a month.
Wow.
Yeah, in admining, just answering all these questions. Can you imagine? You have 300, mailboxes to manage. You get quite a few questions every day. Those questions are sent directly to Inky, and we learn from them as well. So we optimize the algorithm. We teach. We get educated. So I think that approach works really well. That's why you look at our website and you see, we block and we coach. Block and coach. That's the approach.
Block and coach.
Yep. And we still believe that, with all the AI, everything, you still have a person behind the keyboard, and that person need to be empowered to make the right decision.
Human capital, the second concern? Do you help?
Well, again, you're looking for engineers, and your engineers always hard to find. I think that's a good thing. We need more students to go and, study computer science, whatever. We ourselves are, we're always looking for talent. But, the philosophy at Inky is that, it's better to have a smaller, talented team of engineers versus an army of people that could turn into liability. Sometimes that happens. You need to train, you need to coach, you need to monitor, you need to review. But if you have like a team that's really, really good at what it does, they can do a lot. I think that is a theme also. I'm seeing it like in the Silicon Valley,
lean.
Right? Yeah, lean and mean. That's what we've been doing. And our CEO is deeply involved still in the product. Dave Baggett, I don't know if you ever heard about Dave or read about his biography, but he's a really cool guy. Maybe you'll invite him to next podcast.
Sure.
He's really, really, been doing tech for many years, but still heavily involved in how we run and operate.
Wow.
On the product side, yeah.
Hey, Joey Pinz here. Want to take your podcast experience to the next level? I'm excited to invite you to become a YouTube member. It's the absolute best way to support the channel and enhance your connection. Join our amazing community and unlock the incredible perks, custom loyalty badges, exclusive emojis, and priority comment replies. Your voice will always stand out. Be the first to watch new videos with early access, receive special membership shoutouts, and get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and updates. Dive into content available only to our members, special videos, deep dives, and insider perspectives. Engage directly with me. Suggest podcast topics you want to hear, and even get personalized video shoutouts. Hit the join button right now and become part of something special. Let's build this amazing community together. I can't wait to welcome you as a new member. Join the Joey Pinz family today. So when MSPs are looking for a great phishing solution, what questions should they be asking the prospective vendor?
What should they ask you or what they're asking?
Both.
Yeah. Well, what they should be asking is, of course, how good is the solution from a detection point of view? But that's really hard to answer.
Right.
I mean,
hard to
what's
quantify.
The most difficult things to do in our industry is to do a bake-off. How do you compare product A from B?
Bake-off, yeah.
Like, how do you, because you have one stream of email coming in, email flow we call it, and you can either direct it to solution A or B, or you can put them one in sequence. So goes to A, goes to B. But then you can never tell who's better.
Right.
So then it becomes a marketing competition. Who has a bigger budget to say things louder, et cetera, et cetera. But proof is in the pudding. Go out, read on Reddit. I mean, MSPs like to buy, word to mouth. They like to hear feedback. Go to Reddit, ask people what they think. And we're watching Reddit, Facebook when it's not a private group. And I think we're in agreement with what they're saying. I mean, there are a few good solutions. I think Inky is one of them. There are others that are here at the show. And I think while there are 20 solutions out there, legacy, next gen, etc., they're like at the top. There are like 3 or 4 vendors.
I see.
That are doing real cutting edge things. Ask your vendor, can you catch QR codes? You know the QR codes? Do you know that QR codes represent? I mean, half of the emails that contains this QR code are phishing.
Wow.
Half of them. Now, why are we still using them? Well, we still need to get in the bus at the museum, so you use them.
Right.
But half of them. Now, to render a QR code on an image, it could be an image, it could be an HTML table with black and white cells. You can generate that. Now, how do you catch that? In order to catch this, you really have to render the email, apply computer vision, and detect that it's, and go to the URL to see if the URL is good or bad. And guess what? We render each and every email. We apply computer vision. We develop this technique in order to do detect brand impersonation. So we look for the Microsoft logo or the Symantec logo, and then we would actually investigate the domain. But we're using the same technique to render the QR code and to go to the link and check if the link is safe. Then we'll approve it. Otherwise, we'll block it. Ask them if they can do that.
Wow.
And another thing, many vendors are saying, "Oh, we have AI. We use AI." Ask them to show. Now it's really hard to show, right? So that's why marketing teams are using the term AI powered AI very loosely, right?
Yeah.
What you can find, what I can show you, Inky, some of those banners I talked about, the HTML snippets going to the body of the email, they include evidence that we're using AI.
Wow.
For example, we'll point them to a specific sentence in the email that trigger the AI to think, hey, this is what's happening here, and we'll highlight it and all that. So, yeah, ask for proof in the pudding. Don't just rely on marketing statements.
What kind of MSP will you not work with?
What kind of an MSP we will not? What? It's a good question. I've seen MSPs that are a little bit confused with email security. Now, email security has been around for over 20 years, right? Email's been around for a long time. But the thread started with spam. It used to be anti-spam. So you had solutions where they're like, looking for the Nigerian Springs emails, and that's only text. You look for text inside the email. That's
Way
an
past.
old problem.
Yes.
We don't deal with it.
Yeah.
Now, you still don't want to see that email,
Right.
so it goes to junk. But that's anti-spam. When we move to anti-phishing, that's a very sophisticated thing. I just talked about QR code, etc. This is a different kind of problem, and you have to have a different kind of solution to block it. But many people will come in and say, I'm looking for a 50-cent solution. And I'm like, okay, you're looking for that class of, it's called email security, but it's not really security. Now, a good modern email security solution should also do, spam filtering, but that's like at the bottom of the stack, right? It just first you clean it. I don't want to see all this noise, and then I'm really looking for the sophisticated phishing, the ones that will cause damage. The spam will take your time, but they're not gonna, access your bank account or install malware. The anti-phishing is the one we're looking at. So the one we're trying to stay away from are the one that are still trying to solve last decade problem, and they're looking for a 50-cent solution. I cannot help them.
Right.
To run a good efficient solution. I think we're very proud of offering competitive price. Actually, the price that worked for us for years was $1.85. $1.85, you can start using Inky. Now, you're not going to get everything, but you're going to get a solid flagship core product. And if you want to do a GenAI, you want to do some other sophisticated, you want to do outbound encryption, DMARC, et cetera, you can grow with us. But we give a stepping stone, and I think that used to work for us and still working for us. And people that are looking for a stepping stone from anti-spam, the less expensive solution, to the world of anti-phishing, they use that
I
stepping
see.
stone. Yeah.
So, Shlomi, we're here in Denver. Pax8, Beyond-25. It's early June. What are some of your goals this week?
This week, this is our first time here.
Oh.
We are a company that grew in the last 4 years nicely but responsibly.
Wow.
We're set up for an expansion. We're taking it next level. So this year, first time we're going to IT Nation last week. We're going to Pax8. We're going to go to more events because that's where we meet people. We like to have a drink with them. We like to introduce ourselves, etc. So our goal is like to say hi to MSPs we never met before. Last year we went to mostly Exchange, Channelport, great event. We're still big fans, but everybody knows us there. So now we're here to expand to say hi to more MSPs and also expanding to Canada. Expanding. I mean, we have interestingly, we're primarily North America, 98% of business, but we keep getting people from Australia calling on us, and it's like, wow, that's an interesting community. And if you know the industry, you know that Australians like to adopt, technologies from, and we met so many of them, APAC, and we'd like to do more with them. And EMEA as well. So there'll be some expansion internationally coming up with Inky, and we're glad to meet them here at Pax8. It's great. We're getting into the marketplace soon with the first product, and maybe with others later. But we're slowly trying to say hi to more people.
You mentioned you've been in tech for a long time. What were you doing before Inky?
Before Inky, I was a CEO of a company offering security awareness training. So we're competing with KnowBe4.
Yes.
And I know this industry pretty well. Very nice industry, very good business. I mean, KnowBe4 did really, really well to build a $4 billion dollar company from awareness training, compliance based, and all that. I think there's so much room for innovation there.
Yes.
We tried to do it at my previous company. It was okay. But I think at Inky, we are now, our second best-selling product is security awareness training. So we do coaching, but we also offer security awareness training through a partner called Wiser. Really an autonomous kind of solution, KnowBe4 killer at $1 a month. You can get, Inky Wiser kind of solution. They're going to be integrated soon. That was before that. I was in networking actually. I was at Akamai. I was then a CEO of a startup in Silicon Valley trying to improve mobile device connectivity.
Wow.
But originally, I was an engineer. Actually, my first job was I was an engineer, product management, moving to sales. I've been around. I love startups.
You certainly have.
Inky is my most favorite startup. Been with Inky for 4 years, and I love it.
It's a great company. You got great people there. Shlomi, has there been anything in the last month or so that you changed your mind on?
You know what? I thought that I am at the edge of AI and I'm, following the podcast and, always talking to vendors that offering me, AI related,
Content.
tools, not content. Oh, content as well. Content is no brainer, of course. But I'm talking about SDRs and call analysis, forecasting. Lots of things, and that keeps surprising me every time I'm catching up with a vendor, with some podcasts, with some article. I was like, "You're behind."
Wow.
It's really hard to follow. It moves so fast.
Wow.
It is moving so fast, and the capabilities are unbelievable. So I'm always in the market as a CRO, always in the market to see what can we do with less, what can we do better. And I think every time I do a status check, I feel like I'm behind. Even this morning, I was like, I should start looking at this.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy the way it's growing. And when I use, it's interesting. Why did you go with the Meta LLM, by the way?
Because first of all, privacy.
Open. Yeah, it's
you
private.
have to run it in-house. We cannot send the data. It's private data.
That's
we cannot
right.
send it outside the organization. We're not allowed.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. The other thing is cost. I mean, doing it with AWS, impossible. Now you understand why others are not doing it.
Yes.
We're quick, nimble. Dave and team were able to set up something internally, cost-effective. Even if you run it internally, these machines can cost $50K each.
Wow.
Yeah. These are very powerful machines. So you have to be smart about the way you're using it. And really understand what you're doing because it's so powerful. But when you press the button, you can see the dollar sign. It's like driving a hammer.
Wow. Want to show your love for discipline, inspiration, and the Joey Pinz podcast? Now's your chance. Introducing the brand new Joey Pinz merch store, where style meets discipline. Choose from premium apparel, cozy hoodies, stylish hats, durable bags, and your new favorite coffee mug, all featuring the iconic Joey Pinz logo. Perfect for podcast fans, discipline enthusiasts, or as unique gifts for friends and family. Every purchase supports the Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations podcast, helping us continue to inspire greatness and promote positive change. Visit joeypinz.com/store today and wear your discipline proudly. Joey Pinz merch. Wear it, share it, and live it. So I think I told you my story. So when I started the MSP back in the 90s, was working 14-hour days. You're no stranger to this. So, putting my health in the back seat. So, I'm at the doctor's office. She tells me I'm at 340 pounds.
What?
I was at 340, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And she says to me, if you don't lose this weight, you're not going to see your daughter graduate. My daughter was just born. Scared the life out of me.
Yeah.
So next 6-7 months, I lost over 120 pounds. And you can't, I kept it off. Many people, when they lose weight, they look at it as a finishing line. And they go back.
The challenge starts when you're getting there. Yeah.
Maintain. So when I tell people this, they say, what's your secret, what you do? And there's no secret. Discipline. That's how I lost. Focus, willpower, routine. How does discipline play a role in your life, Shlomi?
My life at Inky. Yeah.
Overall, everything.
Well, I think staying healthy is really important these days, and keeping things going, being active and all that. But since we're here, talking about work, I think protecting your customers, protecting their end users. I mean, this is an ongoing, never-ending kind of task, right? So if you're start a company, and this the mantra here at Inky is that we have to be there for them each and every day, and the work will never end, and always going to be another fish, a new fish, and you have to very quickly adapt to it and implement it and deploy it. There are things that technology cannot help with, and from support point of view, I think cybersecurity, and there's a reason services is the largest segment in cybersecurity, right? It's of course because people say there's too many solutions. I need help. I need someone to come in. Consultants, operators, management, all that. MSP is growing nicely, but it's also the knowledge, of course, and you have to combine technology with great support. I mean, support is essential in this business. I mean, both if you have in-house people doing the day-to-day, but also the partners. I mean, if I'm an MSP. How many vendors you have to deal with?
Yeah.
Holy cow. I mean, at least 20?
Too many.
And that's why they're looking to consolidate.
Yes.
That's the last thing I'm going to talk about. I mean, we start as a, very specific solution, anti-phishing, anti-malware, but we're not living in a vacuum. There's so many other things. So over the last 2.5 years, we expanded. We added first for email. It was inbound, so secure from emails coming from the outside, and then there's like emails being sent internally. Someone might have lost his credentials, his device. Then people sending emails outside, so outbound. So maybe they can, you don't want them to send sensitive information and all that. So you need to, control all different paths. And then, the actual attachments. I mean, they're so sophisticated. You want to, attack. I mean, defend against the 0-day. They call them zero-day malware. We expanded into DMARC monitoring. We did security awareness training. We just recently partnered with Dropsuite to do archiving, and we do signatures. We're the only company that combines email security with signature. And people was like, why? Is signature even security? No, it's not. But guess what? Our partners, I mean, we're rewriting. Every email comes in. It comes in any text format. There's so many of them. We convert it to HTML5. Why? Because we want to control the user experience. And we also want to inject this banner. And so we want to put it in and we want to take it out. So it's easy if it's HTML. And so that was the main purpose. But then we realized that after they send the email to us for scanning, they send it to Exclaimer or Code 2 to stitch a signature. And it's like, what is that?
Interesting.
I mean, we already have access to the Active Directory. We're already rewriting the email. I mean, to add a signature, it's a piece of cake.
Right.
That's why we added this. They like it. It also saved them a hop. They don't have to send it out to another IP address to get a signature. So that is more secure.
Yeah.
But financially, that's the big thing. I mean, we're able to offer them both solutions, single hop for such an attractive price, and that's what we're going to launch with Pax8 very soon.
Exciting times, Shlomi.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
We love it.
Thank you so much for your time. Anybody listening, watching, how can they get in touch with you?
Just go to our website, ask for a demo. It's this red, bold button out there. Become a partner. We have about 10 partners every week coming into the website doing that.
Oh, nice.
We love it. Yeah, you'll have someone get in contact, get a demo, test it. We offer NFRs, free NFRs. We offer help in onboarding. Free trials, of course, 30 days, and even after. You talked about small shops, someone struggling with selling and co-marketing. We have tools to help you market the solution. We have the AE assigned help you co-sell. You can bring us 2 calls with you, so you don't have to do the pitch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shlomi, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Joe.
Great
Thank you
pleasure.
for having me.
Thank you for listening and or viewing Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations. Please share this episode with 1 or 2 of your friends who you think may benefit from the episode. Our website, www.joeypinz.com. There you'll find lots of resources and you could join our mailing list. Please follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Podcast information, the video version of our podcast is on YouTube. Please subscribe. Audio is on all major podcasting platforms. Please follow them. And if you like it, please consider giving 5-star rating. Would really appreciate that. Thank you again for listening or watching Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations.